I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, still kind of waking up, but that's been happening a lot lately for me. That takes me a while to wake up, but I'm good. Ready to do some Satisfactory and probably hear some puns from people. Do I like Paradox games? Are those the people who made Stellaris? Because I played Stellaris, it was pretty fun, but I'm not a huge fan of how slow those games are. I played Stellaris on stream a bit. Okay, yeah, and we got up to 8850 power here. I think the first thing I wanted to do was actually check numbers on how much turbo fuel we're creating and how many generators we're doing, because at the end of the stream I was just hurrying up and trying to get the build we were working on completed. So, well, is there a good Paradox roguelite or something, or new Paradox game that's come out? Let me see here. Let's see. So let's look at the build we like finished up in a hurry yesterday to make sure everything's looking good here. So we got plenty of compacted coal. Are we making enough fuel? I feel like we're not probably making enough fuel. Yeah, I think what we did was we got the setup for the plastic production. The residual fuel, the fuel we're making is not quite enough for as many turbo fuel things as we made. So I believe what I needed to do was actually get an extra line of oil out here, I believe was the next goal. So let me look at, let me see here. Can I do a little platform here? I'm gonna need to get more concrete, I believe. Here. Let's see here. I believe I can probably do this. Get across here. Yeah, that looks safe, and we got a little platform through here. There and there. Those two generators the only ones with not enough? I think so. I think it's just the two, and I think it's because I actually... Yeah, I'm not creating fuel with this guy because I didn't have the oil for this guy. So I think I set up the infrastructure for everything, but didn't quite have the oil for everything. Which what I might do is actually expand a little bit on what we built last time, because I needed a little more plastic to create enough plastic to cover our computer production, basically. That might be what I start with today. Yeah, bring a bit more oil to make more fuel, I think is exactly what I need to do. I think you are right. So let's figure out first what we did. So this guy should be getting enough oil, right? Looks like this guy's getting enough. Because basically I should have two, start off with a little math on stream. I should have two full 300 per second, 300 cubic meters a second or whatever of oil coming in. And I should be using all of that. So this is 60, 120, 180, 240, 300 a minute, and that is all on that line. And then here we got 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300. So we're using exactly 600 oil a minute currently for these two guys. So I think the next goal would be to go extract more oil and get a third oil line, sending 300 cubic meters of oil a minute. But what I also want to do is make sure we get up to how much plastic we needed a minute. So let me pull up my notes from last time. So if we're going to expand this, let's expand it to what we need. So we need 145 plastic a minute, and I think with what we were creating, we were getting 100 and something. So I need 145. Let me see how much we're doing so we can see how much more we need, and we're going to finish this up. And after we do this, then we're going to work on, I think, getting tier Tier 7 and 8 unlocked stuff. What's up, Drake Fox, and how's it going? It's going pretty well. How are you going for you? Using 50 a minute per thing, or did you look at the wrong number? You were maybe looking over here. This 50 is not what it uses per minute. This is the number you're looking at, 30 per minute. This is just the max it can hold inside of it. So 30 per minute or 60. Some of them were 60 a minute. You have to look at this, yeah, this orange number there. You're doing well? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So let's see how much plastic we're doing in a minute. 20... 40. These two should be rubber. Yep. So 2 rubber. So 20, 40, 60, 80. These should be rubber. Yep. So 80. Okay, and then these are all residual. So 80. We're doing 20, so 100. 120. You're not getting polymer resin. I'll have to figure out why. 120. Oh, that's because that's the oil one. So 100. That's my fuel thing. 100. 120. 140, and this one's not getting enough. So 140. So we actually have almost enough. So if I were to supply enough oil to create one more of these guys, we would have enough. We would have more than enough plastic for our things. What do you mean 160, not 140? I did the math that I needed 145 plastic a minute, I believe. Unless that's where I needed more. Let me see. What is this? 25 circ for a minute. What the hell's that? So I need 18.75 QC a minute, 13.125 rubber a minute, 1.9 crystal. I have a lot of things here. Yeah, I miscounted one. Did I miscount one? Well, one of them is supplying plastic for not that I'm not going to get. One of them is supplying plastic for canisters. So this one right here that's not producing anything, it's providing plastic for canisters just for fuel, so I'm not counting that one. If that's the one you're saying I miscounted. This one is 20. I should have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Skipping these because those are not applying here. Because that's just for the fuel. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. And 140, and this one's not running. So 140 is correct. So yeah, your backseating, I think, is incorrect. Why are we not running here? I think we're backed up on one of these guys. This guy keeps getting backed up on fuel, I think. Yeah, I need to flush this guy, I believe. I need like an auto flusher or some way to get rid of this fuel. I mean, I guess actually... So that should turn back on something. That should turn back on whatever was backed up here. The thing that needed polymer resin. This guy, yeah. So that turned that guy back on. That extra fuel I'm producing, like, can I use that extra fuel? I guess I could use that extra fuel for... I skipped those. Okay, whatever. I guess I could use that extra fuel for doing extra turbo fuel. So maybe I need to do that. So that this other guy gets backed up. Because we should be using as much fuel as... should be using as much fuel as we are creating stuff with. Come on, let me get out over here. What the hell? It's this guy right here. This guy gets backed up. No, there's no way to manually flush those. At least not yet. Because this guy uses 60 polymer resin a minute. And where are you getting that from? You're getting that from here. And the fuel gets backed up because the fuel is going That's water. Where is that fuel going? That fuel is going to this guy here, I think. No, that's where the plastic's going. The fuel's going here. So we put the fuel into the empty canisters. And what's happening is this fuel is... I think you create more fuel than you create plastic is the issue. Hey, what's up, Pie Boys? Fi here? I don't know. He was here yesterday, but I don't think he's here right now. If he does show up, it's usually later on in the stream. So what I think I actually need to do is have the fuel that's here have an overflow to go to another fuel, turbo fuel creator, possibly. And that way we won't have that issue. I think I currently have it mathed out that... Well, you know, we do have this one up here that's not getting enough fuel. Or there's two of them, so I could maybe supplement these guys with fuel from there. Because these two guys at the end are not getting enough fuel. So if I use that extra fuel to put into here, I just don't want this fuel to back up either. So is there a way that I could supply... Oh gosh, I should probably have like its own separate fuel thing. Getting frickin' oil stuff balanced is a nightmare in this game, I swear. Liquids are new, so trying to figure out how to balance these things and use up the excess is just a nightmare. So I think what I want to do is... Because I don't know how much excess fuel I'm creating, because it's... from my math, I should be using all of that fuel. So I think I do want to, like, send it up to this line here is what I'd like to do, just to supplement this line, and hope that this line wouldn't back up by doing that. Currently, it doesn't look like this line is backing up at all, because we're using more than we are creating, so... God, and I just smudged my glasses. Great. Okay. So let me do that. So that would be... That means my math is not going to be perfect for my next thing, but... let me figure out where I need to do this. Where's that fuel line? It's not here to be passed here. It's... There's a storage thing here. This guy right here. Yeah, so this one's filling up. So I want to send the excess from this line over to the end of my other line. So how would I go about doing that? I guess I'd pull it off here and more spaghetti over to over there is what I would do. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. That'll supplement our other fuel line there at the end. That should actually give it enough fuel that we won't need to add to that, I don't think. Yeah, back to Spaghetti Town, that's right. Has anyone ever tried to mix fluids? I don't know. I have a feeling that wouldn't work out too well, but I have not tried to do that. Alright, so where do I want to get this? Down over to the end over there, so... All this stuff's underneath, so it's totally no problem that it's such a mess, right? Right, sure. I'm gonna do this so it goes under here. We want to go around this way. We have some space right here. I think we can go across, maybe. What's below the foundations doesn't count. What's below the foundations stays below the foundations. It's like frickin' Vegas, okay? You don't talk about what happens under the foundations, or else you don't get to come back under the foundations. Alright, so what we're trying to supplement is this guy right here. So... I think the best way is probably... can I put it right into... plug it right into this? Can I put a thing right here? I can. Okay. So if I put it here, that basically just saturates this line with more of the fuel that we're sending to it. So that would be something like this. Okay. And I'm probably going to need some pumpage going on here. Cannot contain different fluids. Are you water? This should be... Oh, this is water. This one's water. Yeah, you can see because it's blue there. So I'm connecting this one to this guy. Well, that's what happens if you try to mix fluids, silly hat man. We now know. It says can't mix. Can't mix. Trying to add oil and water or fuel and water doesn't work. All right, so let's get a couple pumps. So we're gonna pump this guy this way. So there's your answer to your question right there. What happens? Nothing. It doesn't work. Nothing. A big fat ball of nothing. Okay, we're gonna move this guy over here. This guy over to here to pump to there. And then I have a feeling I will need to maybe do a pump right outside this guy over here. This is frickin' Spaghetti Town galore over here. Okay, I can't place that there. I think I might need this to go a little bit further. Maybe have it go from there. I have a feeling I'll need a pump. Well, looks like maybe it's flowing okay. Let's check the overhead on the one that we did place. What's the overhead on this guy? 13, okay. So it's not sending a bunch because this is just... Basically, this is... Any overflow or excess fuel gets sent up into these guys that didn't have enough. And let me see what this looks like. Still I'm running at 44%. That's actually good because I didn't want these... This one might actually slowly get up to 100%. So that kind of... We're basically supplementing this fuel with the overflow fuel from the thing that's making the fuel. Making the packaged fuel, basically. That will eventually back up, though, so I gotta keep in mind that. Lazy devs, most likely, only let you mix anything and everything. Lazy devs, I don't know about that. Okay, so, we want to make... so, if we supply enough oil for this guy... and add one more of these guys, we will have more than enough plastic for our computers, which is what I want. So I need one more refinery right over here. So, production, refinery. Do I have the stuff for this? I add this stuff for this. Okay. Right there. I'll need to figure out how much... where I'm sending the, let's see, residual plastic, right? I just need the water and the polymer resin. So I need to create fuel enough to supply both of these guys. What's the problem with the backing up? If things back up with this, then I think it hurts our power. Because if things back up, if like the plastic backs up, then it'll stop producing the fuel, and the fuel is what's creating the power. Now the plastic should never back up because we have an overflow way back at our base storage. If the fuel backs up, we stop making the plastic. Like that's the issue with oil stuff. All the oil stuff is making like multiple things. So if one of those two things backs up, the other thing doesn't get produced. So yeah, consumption is key, as Silly Hatman says. And that's why the little extra thing that we're doing to make packaged fuel just to create for a jetpack, throwing the excess over here, if the packaged fuel storage that I have ever backs up, that would be the issue. So what I need to do is any excess backup fuel needs to go down to an awesome sink, because we should be able to do that. So let me set that up, and then we will get the plastic going. That way we have any overflow sorted. Any overflow does not cause a complete backup of the system. Because this right here is where all this is going. Eventually it's going to fill up. And if it fills up and everything backs up, then we have an issue. So we want there to be an overflow on this guy that goes to our awesome sink over there. So this is easy enough. We just do a smart sorter here. Or smart, what's it called? Now, the issue I might run into is I might not be making enough compacted coal. Or my compacted coal is actually being used by my coal power things over there, so this is like the excess. So I might actually need to go turn off a couple coal power plants to make sure we're getting enough compacted coal over here. But we want... Where is our overflow thing? It's over here. So yeah, so I want to plug it into this guy here. This is just a merger, is that right? Yeah, this is just a merger. So if I do a just Mark III belt going into this merger. Okay. And this is going to be the overflow from the fuel generator, wherever that is. That goes through. Let me see where the fuel, the packaged fuel is. Basically, the packaged fuel overflow is what's going to get plugged into there. So, looks like our packaged fuel is being created a lot more now, which is good. Maybe we'll actually use the packaged fuel for something at some point, too. Alright, so smart splitter. Overflow goes to the right. And we connect this to the other one. Where was that other one? It's right there. There we go. A little bit of overlap, but that's okay. So now we shouldn't have any issue with our excess fuel backing up. Because all the plastic... I think I already have a thing set up that if we have excess plastic, that gets overflowed into our plastic production. I have random stuff on the ground here. Let's grab all this. Come on. Grab all. Okay. Let me actually verify that that's true, because we don't want that plastic to back up either. So I'm looking for the guy that's creating plastic for, I think it's this one. Plastic for this guy, right? Yes. So if this plastic ever backs up, we want that to go to our plastic storage, which I believe I have a smart splitter already doing that. Beautiful. Okay, so I should have no overflow issues. Nothing should ever back up here. Any excess plastic or packaged fuel or fuel should all be being used somewhere. When you're free of college stuff, you gotta play Satisfactory again. Dealing with oil seems complicated, but that's what you like to do. You should definitely do this, because it is definitely complicated. But it's pretty rewarding when you get it all set up, just to see everything working, so... Dealing with, you know, the extra byproducts of stuff. And you would probably plan it better than I would. Alright, so that should deal with any excess stuff. Now what we want to do... This should be running at 100%. This one's 50%. Now what we need to do is we need to get... I think one more fuel thing going. Let me see here. This does 30 of these a minute. 60 a minute. So what I need... So this guy's running at half capacity, right? Yes. So that means I need one more of these guys. So once this is online, that'll supply enough for this. So to get this one online, I need 2 more refineries doing fuel or whatever. So let's get the setup for that. And then we'll get the oil going for it. And I'm out of concrete. Can I do one of my 2 refineries that I need to make? Yes, I can. Alright, so I need one more refinery. And then we'll have to set up, then we'll need to do the math for how much turbo fuel we're doing. to make sure we have enough generators. I feel like I made more than enough generators last week, but I didn't really... I did some math, but I don't know that I did precise... I exactified the math. I did the exact math for the turbo fuel generator, so we'll figure that out after we build these things. After we figure out... The goal of this is actually not turbo fuel and power, it's actually plastic. Fuel and power is the byproduct of all this plastic we're trying to make, basically. Even though plastic is the byproduct, we're using the byproduct to just get us more power. And what's good about this is all this extra power making is going to make it so that hopefully the rest of the automation we need to do in this playthrough will have the power for. I have a feeling that will be the case because we have a crap ton of power, even just with what we're doing right now, right? Yeah, 8850. We're now stable. That extra fuel I added to my turbo fuel producers. Got that done. I might need to check my compacted coal. We'll have to check our turbo fuel producers, make sure they're getting enough compacted coal. But yeah, you should definitely check out Satisfactory. Cool. I've really been enjoying both playthroughs of this game. I've enjoyed it a lot. All right. So anything else I need? I don't think so. Well, if I make, I'm gonna need another long tube. So let's do that, and then fill up the rest with copper sheets because we can start our tube. Copper sheets, I believe, are up on the next floor. Frickin' lag town. You know it's almost time to be done with your current playthrough when everywhere you look is lagging. I have no FPS. Well, you're almost done with the game. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, we're gonna hope we don't overflow with stuff. We'll probably overflow with stuff, though. With all this power, I might not even need to do nuclear stuff. From what I've heard, a lot of people don't really need to do nuclear stuff, because it's kind of like automating the tier 7 and 8 stuff. I think you need to do it to automate some of the stuff to make some things, but I think the late game stuff that you can make, you don't even need to automate because there's nothing to do with it yet. It's like, the frames. There's like these advanced frames that we made, and basically those advanced frames are used only to unlock the space elevators tier 7 and 8 stuff, and then nothing else. So I'm kind of curious when this game is fully done and fully released, how do you choose when you're done with the highest tech of stuff? You like have one final thing that you build towards? I guess that's gonna be what is their end game gonna be? Is it some sort of alien artifact that you're gonna do, or what? Okay. Oh, I need to go down. Okay. It is cool hearing the... I wonder how they did the sound design for getting like the liquids running through the pipes. That's a pretty cool, like, visceral sound. Just hearing the liquid flow through the pipes. Okay. There, we'll do a 24-hour ASMR stream of just liquid flowing through pipes. I'm sure that'll be super popular. All right, so this is the last plastic thing we need. So we just need the 2 refineries supplying the polymer resin for that, and we got to make sure we're doing enough water for that as well. So refinery, right there. The end game of Satisfactory is building a rocket to escape planet 456B. Wait, that's the wrong game. Yeah. wait. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so... Satisfactorio. Yeah, that's the game you're thinking of. Satisfactorio. Alright, so do I want to get this all set up before I send the oil down, or do I want to get the oil set up first? Let's get the oil first, I guess. Well, I kind of want to... Yeah, let's get the oil set up. I got all those copper sheets. So basically, we're using up all the oil in here. So we're going to need another new setup like that. Started right in front of this guy. So we're going to put a tank overflow, whatever the hell it's called here. This guy, fluid buffer. Where's the middle? I think that's the middle. Okay. And what we did before was like a tube that goes up to here. And actually, I think I needed to go a little bit further so that we had the straight line to grab off of. Let me make sure I can split off of this guy. Nope, that was the issue we had last time. I can split off this right here, though. But I want to do it there, so... Actually, so what I think that means I need to do is go... Instead of here, we go here. Actually, it might actually be... Here. Then over a couple... Then down to there, and that should let us grab off of there. Beautiful. And be able to do a pump on here. Perfect. Okay. And then we'll need to plug all this in, but that's okay. That will allow us to pump the stuff. And we want 300 oil per minute. So basically a whole full thingy of oil. And in order to get this to go up, I needed to do like a wall thing. There. And a wall. Where's the wall guy? I think I don't have the wall guy on my bar. Logistics. Wall support pipeline thingy. Something like that. To there. And now we can plug that into wherever we bring the stuff from. So something like that, and then we'll stack. Actually, I don't want to stack it on here because that would get on top of this thing, which we're kind of building more and more stuff over. So I'm gonna probably have to move this over again at some point. Oh man, I redid this last time thinking I gave it enough space, and we keep needing to do more refining stuff. Let me replace these pipelines because these pipelines are in the way. They're just in the way. So let's have it be in a line over here so that it goes, attaches to maybe that guy right there. So let's start it right here. And we're going to want this to be 3 high. And see how far we can go with this. Right here, okay. 1, 2, 3. This can go to right about here. If only I'd planned earlier. My one weakness, being a terrible planner. My one weakness. Oh wait, no, I have way more weaknesses than that. Okay. Okay, so that's the bottom one. And what we're gonna do is we will stack that here, because this is not in the way, so we can do this one here. Okay. Hopefully I don't have to replace any pumps, so I do have pumps over there, so... for now, what I will do... avoid overlap if I can. Go like this. There we go. Okay. My one weakness is missiles, huh? My one weakness. And we won't move these other pipes yet, but we have the setup for it now. Somebody on YouTube was saying, you know, I've been talking about trying to have a stronger mental when I play FTL, and they said something like, a strong mental is salty? A strong mental is cursing all the time? Like, did I say that? I don't remember saying that was a strong mental. Pretty sure what I was saying was that I wanted to have a strong mental and not do those things. Right, is this long enough to reach that? That does not reach that, so I'll need to do like one more group of these guys right in between. Okay. There we go. Let's place all the supports first, then we'll come back with the pipes. I know these are all janky looking, but that's because of something we've talked about before. The fact that stackable lines don't go on top of the basic supports, which I think is just an oversight and something that needs to be changed in the game. Okay, there. We'll have to add pumps as well. Let's see. So here to there. I guess we'll add these all the way back here. Get these all set up. That one's set up already. Get one there. There. Okay, where you at? There you is. There. There. And here. And the question is actually going to be, do I have enough oil to fill another line full of 300? We had another oil refinery here that I didn't realize we had last time. And so that's supplementing. So these two guys are supplying one line at 300. These two guys are supplying one at 300. And I don't think I have all these fully... Yeah, you're not fully overclocked. Yeah, not even close to... Because this is a normal... This is an impure. Question's going to be, with 4 of these, can I supply 2 at 300? Did I have more oil around here? Let me see. I don't got these guys. There's more oil over there somewhere. Interesting. Also, we have an option to get more oil over there if we need to. I'm not going to figure out numbers yet, because I think, since they were not completely overclocked, I think there will be a way to get one more oil line with 300 in it. So basically, 300 times 3, 900 oil a minute from these 4 guys, I think is doable. I'll have to figure out piping, how we get that set up, but I believe it should be doable. I think it's 2 normals and 2 impures here. We'll get the piping set up first, then we'll... You know, we'll just guess. I guess we have enough resources. Guessing no one's coming? Get the pipeline done at least. Hey, what's up, Gabriel Kenubrit? How are you doing? How are you doing on this fine, fine Tuesday? Afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is for you. There. And this guy. There. Well, you did say evening, so it's probably evening for you. Whoops, I missed one. Zootalo, I have missed one. Oh, here we go in the sauce. Le poisson, hee hee hee, ho ho ho. What a cute little succulent crab. Little Mermaid was always my favorite Disney cartoon growing up. I always loved Sebastian songs. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. We dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Let's look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Alright, so we basically have used up all of our copper. So I'll need to get some more copper sheets to get the rest of this, but that's basically the tube setup. So let's get the copper sheets, then... well, let's plug in these things as much as I can to use up all of our copper that we have. Hercules is your favorite of the old Disney movies? I've never actually seen the Hercules movies. I know they've got some really good music. The one that I've heard the most is, what's the one, that he sings? That's the big popular song. The big inspirational one. Oh man, we did it. We did it. One of my singing groups did it. One of the guys did it as a solo, and I can't remember the name of it. Okay, so that's plugged in. It's some inspirational thing like "Go All the Way" or something. It's a slightly German Sebastian. You can accept that. Hey, it wasn't meant to be German, but out of nowhere. My Caribbean accent was not very good. Alright, let me get these plugged in, then we get more stuff here. No, not Zero to Hero. Oh god, I don't know the movies that well. Something like Going the Distance. Is it called Go the Distance? Maybe it's called Going the Distance, I don't know. Or maybe that's the he's going the distance. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. He's going for speed. It's not that. There is one called Go the Distance. Okay, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, so there we go. That's set up. We don't have oil. I need to go get more pipes, and I need to make sure I can... Actually, I don't need to make any more extractors, I don't think. I just need more pipes for the piping. And for the... This guy... Yeah, we're good on that stuff. So we just need more copper sheets. That cake song is great. Distance, I think, is the name. Is that the name of the song? It's a great song. It's like the only cake song I really know. Well, that and, I will survive as long as I know how to love. I know I'm still alive. You told me that you really cared. That guy barely sings, but I love his stuff. The Distance, it's called The Distance, okay. He's going for speed. He's all alone in his time of need. Oh no, I'm gonna get friggin' copyright strike just for saying lyrics on stream. Yeah, it's a great song. Great stuff. Cake's great. Okay, so I'm getting copper sheets. And then refinery stuff, we should be good, right? If I need to make any, which I don't need to, yeah, good. It's not my fault that I sang it so well, I couldn't tell it from the real original version, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Just like cake. Mmm, cake. Oh. Okay. So let's do like 1, 2, 3. 4 stacks of copper sheets. I'll do 1 extra stack just to make sure. That might be... It's probably too much actually. 4 should be enough for what we're doing here. Okay. Well, we had a good run. Time to get DMCA struck down. Okay. So this build that we're doing is going to get enough plastic that we will not need. We will have excess plastic for our computer production, which is what we want. What I'm trying to make happen here. All right. I kind of wish these tubes, I don't know, that when you went vertical, that they were just always the same speed. I don't quite like that it's variable speed. I wonder if they did that on purpose for making, you know, launching things. All right, we have lots of fuel. So, good thing we set up overflow for this, definitely. Okay. Although nothing's coming in now. Let me check and make sure the overflow I set up is working. So that it's still making the fuel. These are the generators. I need to go downstairs for that. Because this should always be creating fuel, even if the what we're creating is getting sent to overflow. Let me make sure what we're doing is working here. So you're making stuff. You just need the plastic. So it's short on plastic, but it's making it. It's just waiting on the canisters. The excess fuel, though. Ah, this is full again. Let me check, actually, if, because that's full, if the excess that I was sending to my fuel generators is now backing up. Because that was, we sent that over here. Yeah, this is now... Actually, are we not... We maybe not even using up the turbo fuel enough now. That's what I was worried about. That extra fuel we sent up now is causing a backup. We're creating excess more than we're using. Which probably means I need more generators up top. This is weird. Does this mean is our turbo fuel completely full then? Check our turbo fuel storage. Because that might be what's happening is... I wonder... How much does this make a minute? 18.8? Okay, yeah, we have plenty of pipe space for it. We should be exceeding 300 a minute for the piping. So I actually might need to make more generators up here, because if this tank right here is full... Yeah, we are not using up all our turbo fuel now. So I need to make more generators. And then I'm about to make more, so I'm going to need even more generators. And if I don't use up all this fuel, then our plastic production gets backed up. So this is what's crazy, is like every thing you build, if you don't use up the excess, they really need an awesome fluid sink or something, I think. A fluid sink. Because you create, every time you make something, if you don't get the overflow set up, you're like frickin' screwed. But this guy's not running at 100%, is the thing. but the pipe is full. It should be running at 100%. Let me make a couple more generators. Again, I do the math on how many generators we exactly need, so that's another thing I'm going to need to do after we get all this done. We almost... I've got this plastic production where I want it to be. And I'll be done working with oil stuff for a while, hopefully. What would really make this better is generators that could take more fuel, i.e. tier 2 and 3 generators. Yeah. Yeah, maybe if you upgrade generators like you could upgrade, miners and such. Tier 2 fuel generator, maybe. Building 100 generators seem like overkill. Well, a lot of the things you do in this game, I would say, probably seem like overkill. That's kind of the point of these games, I feel like, is... It's not worth doing if it's not worth overdoing, right? This should allow me to make 4 more generators. I believe if I got the spacing right here. Okay. So it's in the middle with no space in between, so fuel generator. And what I will say is, who is it? A factoid? No. Who's the French person that comes and hangs out while we play this all the time? FRD Dot showed me a picture of one of their builds. And if you think my build is overkill with generators, you should see FRD Dots. Oh, this is not spaced correctly, is it? This one is actually not correct. Which means I messed up this one, both of these guys here. So I actually need to get rid of this. Can't have that now. Can't have that. Fuel generator. Have it right in the middle. That should be right, correct? That looks correct. There's my green line to line it up to the left and right. Should be right. There it is. Okay. And this got to go across to be about right here. Plug these guys back in real quick. There, make sure that one looks right. That's right. Power lines. Go over to these guys. So that would be there, and then the one we do over on this side. There. That guy. That sound. Kadooshka. Badooshka dooshka. There and there. Alright, that's got turbo fuel. Just for the frame rates, really, you think it's overkill? Think of how much smaller a base could be if you didn't have to have 20 producers of screws and iron plates. Tiers would help. Well, they do kind of have that. Because, like, with the, like, screw production and stuff, you can, what can you do? You have the different recipes. So the recipes kind of fill that role that you're describing. The better recipes, which is another thing I might actually need to do at some point, is do more other recipe hunting, the alternate recipe hunting. But I mean, we're already doing an alternate recipe of the turbo fuel for the for these fuel generators because there's more power for the amount of resources we're providing, I think, we're using or whatever. Okay, this would be here. Okay. Let me see if my turbo fuel storage is going down at all now, because that's what I want to have happen. If it's not, I need more concrete to build more generators. But yeah, you're not kidding. This is a lot of generators. That didn't look like it moved to you, but you trust me. Didn't look like what moved. You're talking about the placement of that one fuel generator? I think it moved. This is still full. You have 333s of these on your map? See, talk about overkill. Alright, so how quickly do we fill up here? Yeah, looks like we're producing more than we're using. Alright. So I need to make more generators. Yeah, I better... Alright, I need to figure out numbers. Let's do math on this. I need to figure out how many generators we do. So these guys use 4.5 cubic meters a minute. I know all the things we're gonna do. So this is per generator, 4.5 cubic meters of turbo fuel a minute. Turbo fuel a minute. So. Yeah, we're creating slightly more than we're using. It's better. But I'm gonna be creating more turbo fuel because I'm about to add more to this to get more plastic. So let's figure out the math. Let's get all the pieces built, which probably means I need more concrete to build more stuff. So let me do that. Let me go get more concrete. Because I'm gonna need to build the refineries for these guys. I can't check that while I'm here. You have 333 fuel generators on your map. Well, you've definitely shown pictures of how big you build FRD dot. So, you go big. Want to be safe, put an industrial fluid container up high and pump it full of turbo fuel. What? Alright, so let me see, refineries. So I'm gonna need more motors. And that's it. More motors, maybe a little more copper sheets, but lots and lots. Concrete. Put an industrial fluid container up high and pump it full of turbo fuel. Worst case scenario, just let it flow down. I don't know what you're telling me to do. What I'm trying to do is use up all my turbo fuel, not figure out if it can flow somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what you're recommending. Do those take motors? They do. If you were concerned about not having enough or running out. No, I'm not concerned about running out. I'm concerned about creating too much. Creating too much turbo fuel means my turbo fuel backs up, which means my fuel backs up, which means my plastic backs up, or the resources I need for my plastic backs up, and I'm not creating plastic. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about overproducing, not underproducing. Yeah. That's what I'm worried about. I got plenty of turbo fuel. I'm not worried about not having enough. That is definitely not the thing that I'm worried about currently. Currently, it's all about using up my resources so that my plastic production doesn't get bottlenecked or whatever. Alright, so we need a little bit more copper sheets, most likely. Okay, so for those guys, I should get some more modular frames, heavy modular frames while I'm up here. Probably computers too. Okay, 2 stacks of modular frames. Okay. Alright, that's hopefully well good for what we're trying to do right now. I should separate my plastic from my power. How the hell do you do that? Because everything that you create plastic with has a byproduct of either coal, the coke, or fuel, or something. I don't know how to do that. Unless there's an alternate recipe. It's probably best, especially if you have the power to dedicate towards extra refineries, just sink it. How do you sink this extra stuff? I can sink the compacted stuff, but... the coke. I guess you would just say sink the coke. Seems so wasteful. I know, you're all talking about using smart splitters to sink anything that isn't used. The problem is a lot of these things are liquids. And I know y'all just joined, but what I said earlier on in this, literally like just within the last 30 minutes, is they need to have a way to sink fluids. And that's not in the game yet. They need a way to sink fluids, and you can't do that yet. You pack up the liquids, guess what that uses? Plastic. So that's using up the plastic. So, yeah, I feel like your suggestions aren't really viable suggestions, I'm sorry to tell you. Unless there are different builds that I don't know about. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to figure out how much turbo fuel I'm going to create from this extra plastic production. That way I can create enough fuel generators to use it all up. Yeah, a smart splitter for fluids would be great. It doesn't exist yet, so I can't do that. So, sadly, I'd love to do that, but since I can't do that, I'm going to keep building what I'm building here. Keep working on what I'm working on. You make 900 plastic and rubber of those per minute. Well, I'm guessing you're sinking a lot of coke into awesome sinks is my guess. Alright, so what am I doing here? Y'all getting me sidetracked. I'm trying to make this. Is this what I'm making? Fuel and polymer resin? Yes. Fuel and polymer resin because I want to make the polymer resin into plastic, into the into this guy. Okay. Yeah, I know, because you have all that turbo fuel, which you're probably doing the same thing that I'm doing. You're just farther than me. I feel like you're telling me to do things that I just haven't got to yet. Sink things excess that I just haven't got to yet. So what I'm going to need is more refineries of this. So I need to figure out how many of these refineries. Oil is always a balancing act. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get that balancing act balanced. So that excess, oh my god. I think I'm just gonna unplug this excess fuel from this. What I did earlier, y'all are also coming in the middle of what I've been working on, so that's also tough when you're trying to tell me to do things when you missed things I've done earlier. Because I set up something where I had overflow from just my packaged fuel production, supplementing that fuel, which is actually making things overflow, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm just going to get rid of that, and this is going to back up, which is going to stop my packaged fuel production, which is fine because we have plenty. I can't balance it out. It's too much of a pain in the ass. They need to make some changes to fluid stuff, in my opinion. So, like nuclear, no more balancing act. Well, that requires tier 7 and 8, which I haven't unlocked yet, which is what I'm going to work on after I finish all this shit. Okay. Tear it all down using bombs and release some stress? Yeah, maybe I need to do that. Okay, so I need to figure out fuel numbers here, this balancing crap. Okay, so these guys were backed up, weren't producing because they weren't getting enough fuel. Now the turbo fuel is backed up because you're overproducing it, which means I need more generators. And all this just to get more plastic. You know, maybe I do what you say. The balancing of this turbo fuel is going to drive me insane. Maybe instead of creating the fuel for the power, I just go straight from oil to plastic and have the excess stuff get burned off. Because what I had was actually balanced pretty well until I added extra fuel that kind of overflowed the thing. I think I need to flush my... Now that I got rid of that extra... let me get rid of these pipes here. I'm gonna flush this pipe network. So work with coal power. We haven't seen the last few Satisfactory streams. No, we haven't touched coal power in the last 6 streams or so. We're all fuel generated power basically. Okay, I want to flush all this stuff out. I don't want to do the full pipe network because this network's plugged in up there. So actually, what I can do then is I can do this. Get rid of this guy that was supplementing that. We're just gonna flush this entire full pipe network. I'm gonna get rid of all this. Is plastic eventually going to the next tier? A bit, because plastic not being up to what I need it to be means my computer production is not 100%, and computers are used in the next couple builds we're gonna be working on in tier 7 and 8, I believe. So. And a single plate, that's fine. So I'm trying to make it so that my computer production is at 100%. That's the reason I'm trying to get this plastic production going. So let me check something. I need my turbo fuel to not be backed up anymore. I need to flush my turbo fuel again. Let me get it back to what I was doing earlier, which was it actually wasn't fully producing turbo fuel with all these, and I think I might just do what FRD dot is suggesting, even though I'm raging and saying, "Don't tell me what to do." All right, what you tell me to do is probably the right thing to do. You can actually see, yes, my fuel production there is actually backed up a bit. I thought I had it set up in a way that it wouldn't back up, but the turbo fuel backing up has caused other things to back up. Oh man, I don't know about the whole fluid situation they got going in the game so far. Okay, so that should have emptied all the tanks. I'm gonna flush it again. That should get all of my turbo fuel producers not backed up anymore, hopefully. And hopefully I'm using up more turbo fuel than we're producing. That's what I want to be doing. Package fuel gives 270 points in Awesome Sync. Well, we're gonna have lots and lots of points then. We already have lots of points. I think I have like 40 coupons or something I'm not even using. Alright, let's do some math here. How much turbo fuel are we producing? 18.8 a minute times 1, 2, 3. Well, I think it's actually 18.75 is the correct number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 18.75 times 10. So 187.5 turbo fuel, cubic meters of turbo fuel a minute. Make sure none of you are backed up. You're doing your thing. Make sure this very last one's doing its thing. Okay. I need to make sure I'm using more than 187.5 cubic meters of turbo fuel a minute right now to make sure that this doesn't get backed up. Because this gets backed up, backs up my entire system, and we ruin some of our plastic production. Let me go check and make sure. I'm not reading chat for a bit here while I check these numbers, because I'm gonna get confused if I read chat in the middle of trying to do this math. Okay, so and each one of these guys does 4.5. How many of these generators do I have? I have currently 4 layers of however many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 times 4 is what? 36, 37, 38, 39. So I have 39. What did I say? So that's 4.5, 187.5. a minute is how much we're producing. 187.5 a minute. Turbo fuel. And I have 39 times 4.5. 175. I am producing more than I am burning right now. So I need to make a couple more generators. So if I make 4 more... If I make 1 more row, I will be burning more than I'm using. 1 more row of these fuel generators. How I design production lines without it is just one product line like plastic where you don't need you sink. Input is 300 oil per minute. Then if I have time, then you handle these overflows. Yeah. I need 37.6 fuel generators 100% before I consume that much. I don't think that's correct. You're talking about fuel generator efficiency? You need to tell me how that works, because me and FRD Dot were talking about that last time, and I don't know how that works. Because they're not saying they're at full efficiency, but I don't understand why it's not at full efficiency. These things run even when they're powering nothing. So, yeah, I know, it's a lot of power. And we're not using nearly all of it, but mainly it's because we're just creating so much turbo fuel. According to my math, I need more generators. 1, 2. Why is it at 53%? Can you tell me why this is at 50%? Why is this not using up all the fuel? That's what I want to understand. I don't understand power efficiency. Somebody's tried to explain it before to me. I'm making way more than you need. 4.5 cubic meters is max. Way more what? Power or oil? Or, I mean, turbo fuel. Like, I need... It means that so it means the fuel is backed up. Okay, so the efficiency is we're creating more fuel than we're burning. So I need to burn more fuel is what I need to do, which is what I was thinking. If you have 10 fuel generators, you only need 5 to reach capacity, then all 10 run, but at 50% efficiency. It also consumes 50% of the max fuel rate. I don't understand that sentence. So it's I can't understand power generator efficiency numbers when people try to explain it to me. Basically, it's gonna... I don't understand. I don't understand. We need a function to build foundations at this point. We really do. 100% efficiency as fuel goes in at the same speed it's burned. Fuel goes in at the same rate it's burned. I don't understand. I just don't do it. I can't do it. My brain doesn't understand it. From what I can tell, I need more generators to use up my fuel. That's what I am understanding, I think. It's silly to make fuel generators work at 100% efficiency because due to fluctuation, power would drop in a moment. Yes, but the problem is if I don't use up all of... Like, I don't care about my generator's efficiency. I care about using up the turbo fuel that I'm producing, basically. If I don't use up my turbo fuel, I get backups in my plastic production. That's what I'm worried about. So unless my generators are running at 100% efficiency, I think we're backing up a turbo fuel. Am I mistaken in that? I'm trying to use up my turbo fuel. I don't care about efficiency of my generators that much. I can't put my refineries that make turbo fuel on standby, because if I do, then my plastic production stops. So I'd have to change my entire build. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I've already got all this turbo fuel. I need to use it. So I'm just going to keep building generators. So, Thank you all for your suggestions. I'm going to build more turbo fuel. I'm going to build more generators. Yeah, I'm just going to keep building generators because I'm pretty sure that's what I need to do what I want to do, which is create plastic. Okay, fuel generators. Okay, this. More fluid buffers? No, more buffering doesn't help me right now. I knew I needed to get more rubber. Let me do this one so I can set these guys up. Okay, turn this around. Where's my green line? It's gonna be right here. More fuel generators, lowers efficiency, does nothing to fix my issue. I don't believe that's true. I believe that that is an incorrect statement. I believe that is incorrect. If I make less turbo fuel, I'm making less plastic. And the entire purpose of this is to make more plastic. Formula for this turbo fuel consumption: fuel generator efficiency times max rate times number of fuel generators. Oh my god, my brain just can't understand. As I create more generators, I'm creating more power, which should be using more fuel. Why is that not using up more fuel? Because from what you're telling me, absolute zero, what you're telling me is that me making more generators is not using more fuel. However, I'm making more power. I'm making more power. How is that not using more fuel? How is making more power not using more fuel? I don't understand how that logic works. Like, I don't understand why that wouldn't be the case. That's what's confusing me, is I'm using more power, I'm creating more power, which should be creating more fuel. My capacity increases, I'm not using more power. I am creating the power, though. Capacity is not consumption. Okay, this is what's confusing to me, because we did a test on this last week, where I unplugged all of my power generators from the main power grid so that we were consuming none of them, but they were still running. This is what's really confusing to me. I really don't understand this shit. And it's frustrating the hell out of me. I'm gonna unplug. I just shut down my entire base. We're still... This says 0% now, but it's still burning fuel, right? We're using literally zero power, except for maybe a pump or something. We're still using the turbo fuel, right? We're pumping fuel in, but the fuel isn't going down. So are we... What is this, then? What is this thing? This looks like it's burning fuel to me. What is this little meter, if that's not telling me that it's using fuel? I see that this isn't going down, but I don't understand what that is. I see it stay at 50, but what is this thing? This is what's confusing to me. I'm trying to use up my fuel, but it won't do it. What is this line showing me? I don't know what this line is showing me. You're on a bicycle that can hold 2 people and pedal it yourself. You consume X energy to push up a hill. If you add a second person, you don't have to work nearly as hard as both people in theory are pedaling. I know you're trying to do... I know you're trying to like do comparisons for me to understand, but what I don't understand is what this is. So this is not consuming anything. What is this gauge telling me? Is that how long it takes to burn the fuel if it was burning fuel? Because that's confusing as hell. That makes it look like it's burning to me. That bar just shows that it's online. I don't know what that bar is. So unless I use more power, I'm not going to be able to burn up the turbo fuel, is what it's sounding like. God, that's so stupid. I want all these generators to just run. Why can't I tell them to just run all the time? I need to just burn this shit. God, that means I'm going to have to change my entire build, or just make a bunch of machines that are just burning power for me to use up this fuel. If efficiency is 0%, then fuel generator is not producing power and it's consuming exactly nothing. Package it and awesome sink it. I can't package it because it's plastic. It takes plastic and I'm trying to create plastic. I can't do that. I have to change... Oh my god, I gotta change all this build to do what I was originally doing. Basically, what I need to do is, instead of creating all this turbo fuel, I need to just do... this recipe and turn heavy oil residue into coke and then sink the coke, I think. I think I have to just do this and turn it into coke and sink the coke. It's so frustrating that it works that way. I really wish... I mean, I guess that's to conserve your resources when you're doing, like, the early power stuff, so that you're not, like, just burning your organic fuel when you don't need to for the power. It's amusing to you either way. Oh, man. So I need to stop creating all this turbo fuel, basically. I'm creating too much turbo fuel. Okay, oh, god damn it. It means I gotta change my whole fucking build, man. This is frustrating as all hell. It's so hard to understand the way this stuff works to me. The generator stuff works. Makes no sense to me. Like, when it shows the capacity of how much power you can have, I thought this is how much power I'm producing. That's what I thought. I thought this is how much power we're producing. That's not the case. We're producing this much power. This is what we can produce. But the refinery's on standby, but... how many? Like, how many? Refiners are put on standby to keep my plastic production going. Yes, I know. It's probably my own stupid brain that didn't understand. I know it says production, capacity, consumption. I didn't know what the hell that means. I thought capacity was how much I was making, not how much I was producing. Which I know is stupid since it says production and consumption. But what's weird to me is that production and consumption is always exactly the same. That to me doesn't compute in my brain. Refiners producing plastic outputs, heavy oil residue. Where's the blockage? Currently, there's no blockage for that. The blockage is the heavy. It's, I don't know. My brain is fucking broken. That's all I can tell you. My fuel is getting backed up because we are not using all our turbo fuel. So I would need to change all of these guys that are making plastic from the fuel. I don't know how many I have to do, and my brain is goddamn destroyed from this frickin' thing. Oh my god. I don't even know where to start to change this. It's not okay if fuel's backed up because then residual plastic gets backed up and my plastic production stops. If the fuel gets backed up, that does back up my residual plastic. I keep looking at that one, which is the wrong one to look at. Like right here. This is at 58% capacity because we're not getting enough polymer resin. And that one's because I didn't have enough fuel generators, which is what I was trying to do more of. Which is apparently I need to not do that. God damn it. My entire build is based on using up the turbo fuel so that my plastic production doesn't get backed up. And what you're telling me is that all of those generators that I built did not use up the turbo fuel, so this entire setup is just wrong. That's why I'm frustrated. My entire plastic production, starting with where I started doing the residual plastic from fuel, is just a waste and incorrect and broken. And I can't use up all the turbo fuel that I'm creating because there's no fucking way to sink turbo fuel. And that's what's frustrating. I can't do anything with the excess liquids, which seems like a mechanic that should be in the game that's not in the game. How is there any way, and the only other way to get rid of the fluids is if I package it, and if I package it, I'm using up plastic. So that's the issue. That's the issue. All this turbo fuel that I can't use up is causing a backup into the polymer resin, which is what I'm trying to turn into plastic. And since I can't use up the turbo fuel, I'm screwed. I know you can make plastic directly from crude oil, which means I'd have to change my entire build, which is what I'm whining about. That's what I'm whining about. I would basically have to change all these turbo fuel producers into heavy oil residue users that turns it into coke that I just sink. Awesome sink. Just get a new line of crude oil and just make plastic. Well, I kind of, maybe that's what I do, is this new line that I was gonna do, instead of turning it into fuel, I turn it straight into plastic and do the heavy oil residue or whatever. The problem is, all my calculations I just did for how much plastic I need to do was contingent on us burning all the turbo fuel that we're producing. And that is, now I find out, impossible to do. It's now impossible to do. So all of my calculations for how much plastic I was doing is wrong. So I gotta figure out... I basically... Oh god, this is so fucking confusing. Why does this work this way? Why can't I just sink the turbo fuel that I'm producing? Because I was also... The reason I was doing plastic this way is because with all that turbo fuel, I was going to have power for days and I wouldn't have to worry about power forever. Like, this is going to be all my power issues solved. Problem is, my power issues are not solved because of me misunderstanding how fluids work in this game. Basically, I need to... God, I really don't like that it works that way. That's so fucking frustrating. To have your plastic production gated by how much power you're using seems like such a weird mechanic. Oh man, I do not like that mechanic at all. I do not like it at all. So you do need to have plastic separated from your power production, which is what FRD Dot said earlier. And it's because of my misunderstanding of how efficiency on power producers works. Oh man, how do I... Oh, god damn it. What you typically do is make plastic from crude oil and turn heavy oil residue into fuel. But if that ever backs up, I guess you have... To stop backup, do you then just have the overflow go to coke that you sink? Yeah, you still risk having too much heavy oil residue. God, oil sucks, man. I do not... I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but I do not understand it. It is frustrating as hell to balance this shit. Holy crap, man. Holy crap. Okay. I don't know what to do. My brain is fried. You know what? I'm gonna just screw this. We don't have enough plastic. Just screw it. I'm gonna screw it for now, and I'm gonna go work on something else because my brain is fried, and I'm gonna get frustrated and quit playing Satisfactory because of this whole fluid crap. So I'm gonna go work on something completely different. I gotta clear my head from this because I have apparently been doing this all wrong the entire time. My plastic is gonna get screwed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go build machines that are gonna use up power that will hopefully keep what we have built at least running. Nuclear is easier, believe it or not. Well, I can't get to it because I'm not on that tier. So it doesn't really help me. I believe you that it's easier, but I can't do it because the way they have it set up in tiers. Right? Like I don't have nuclear unlocked, do I? No, fuel generator is my highest tier, and that's what I've been trying to use. And I find out I've been using it wrong this entire time. So I'm gonna go, I think I have everything automated to get next thing. I've already got the versatile frameworks done. Modular frames. This right here, this recipe that requires computers is why I was trying to get computers, the plastic production, enough so that we were 100% on my computers. In a way, this is easier than coal in that you can make way too much fuel fairly easy, but production is sacrificed. Yeah, I don't like the way that production, that item production is gated by power usage. I do not like that mechanic at all. And maybe I should stop saying that I don't like things, but it's trying to balance this. I don't know that I like that as a mechanic in the game. Balancing oil, power production / consumption, gating your production of resources. That's such a weird ass thing. Alright, so we're gonna start with modular engines. These are the easier things. We're already making motors. We have rubber. We have the other things. So let's do modular engines. So let's set up this. Let's do something that I at least understand. What's the top guy that I have here? It's this one. Balancing liquids is hard. There's a good alternate, so it's easier to handle. A good alternate recipe for what? It's easier to have one pipe dedicated for power and another dedicated for production, but it's somewhat wasteful. Well, apparently that's probably what I'm going to need to maybe do or something. I don't know. There's an alternate recipe for, oh, for packaged fuel. Okay. Alright. Sorry I'm raging and whining so much. I'm sorry. I just learned that basically my entire build was wrong. So, just a little frustrated. A little bit of frustration going on here. Learning that a mechanic that I thought I understood, I completely misunderstood. Okay, so that's right. Alright, so these are the easier ones. Okay. I kind of wish oil was like it used to be in the previous update the last time I played, where it was just, it immediately came out packaged. But, not realistic, so I guess couldn't keep it that way. The balance of liquids is just, it's making my brain explode in this game. I swear. Is this what I had? Did I have it one space in between? I think that's what I had. Alright, so motors, rubber, and smart plating. We're making all those, and I think I'm not using any of these for anything. Is that right? Because if that's the case, I can just input these three things and have these guys start making. So... is that right? That is right, so... we need these guys to go in here. This is not right. I need this to be over one space. I need this to be over one space. Yeah, this fluid production thing is like... I'm kind of seeing why a lot of people quit this game before they get into tier 7 and 8. I gotta be honest. These liquid things, man. These liquid things are confusing as hell, and I don't know that I like that mechanic. Maybe it's realistic, though. I don't know. Maybe that's a realistic way for how fluid oil production works. I don't know. But it's frickin' destroying my brain, I'll tell you. Alright. Working on something I understand. Working on something I frickin' understand. Alright, so this will be the output for adaptive control units. I think that's what we're making here. Alright, so I need to input 3 items for this. Motors, rubber, and I think it's smart plating or something like that. So let me figure out those things. God. I thought I was finally starting to understand oil stuff, and turns out I didn't have a fucking clue how it worked, apparently. Alright, so let me check something here. My motors... All this stuff is on the next row down. That's going to make us a pain in the ass to do. Okay. Alright, so I'm not using motors for any production stuff yet. That's good. I am using rubber for something, but it's backed up, so that's pretty good. Why do you feel so bad because of that? Welcome to Satisfactory. God. Well, you mean welcome to frickin' oil in Satisfactory. The thing I feel like something else to keep in mind is this is still early access, and they might change the way some of this stuff works, and I kind of hope they do. Why do you feel so bad? It's not your fault, FRD. You tried to explain it to me, and I didn't understand it. It's not your fault. You shouldn't feel bad. Do not feel bad. It's a pretty complicated thing, I think. All right, so motors are here and rubbers right next to each other. Those are easy. It's going to be the adaptive. What is it called? Something that I'm creating down here. It's these guys. Is it this? Is it the smart plating? Or is it something else? Damn it, I need to like write down these materials, the things this take, I guess. Have some space where I can place the thing real quick, please. See what I'm trying to frickin' build here? Actually, these are the wrong things if I'm gonna build this. Yes, it's the smart plating. Okay. Smart plating, that's right. Oil is supposed to be complex. Long gone were the days you could simply divide the number of ores per minute by 30 and know how many smelters you need. Well, those days aren't gone. It's just you don't get to do that with oil. Apparently that's too simple for oil. Alright, so I gotta get this smart plating way, way, way the hell up there somehow. Okay, alright. Alright, so let's do tier 3 belts here. Actually, let me set up the vertical things here first. I need to get above that guy. Will that work? And can I go up from there? I can. Okay, so if we do that to there, grab this guy and then head up to figure out where to put it. You'll never get a second first playthrough. It's true. Although this isn't even my first playthrough because I've played this game for many, many hours on previous updates, so This is the first time I played with oil, though, so we'll never get a first playthrough with oil. Unless they change oil, which is certainly possible. Which kind of actually hope they change with all this rage-inducing stuff I'm doing here. No, I made it to oil last time. Oil is new with this update. I mean, I assume you know this, the way you're talking about it. I assume you know that liquids are new this update. Oil was in the last one, but when you got oil, it was already prepackaged, and you did that stuff. So, it was prepackaged stuff, so it wasn't anything like this. So, damn it, I was worried about that. Guess it's in the wall there. Oh, come on, let me... Oh, God fucking damn it, I'm so frustrated right now. Last time you refined pre-packaged oil in canisters into oil and plastic and rubber. The last time I played, that's how it was. Or was it barrels? That's what it was. That's what it was before. And that's when I last played the game, so... it was a lot simpler. It was a simpler time. It's the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was a simpler time. Okay. Alright, so we're trying to get this up to where? Okay, we're trying to get it up there. Okay. There's a huge factory? Oh yeah. I know. I've been working on it for 113 hours now. Yep, 100% vertical pretty... Well, not 100%. I mean, each floor is horizontal, of course. Each floor's got about 6 or 8 rows of assemblers and constructors and all that kind of stuff. Okay, where does that thing I just placed? Where is it? Oh, it's right behind there. Okay, so I'm trying to get this guy. Actually, I'm gonna need another... I think we'll have room to put one more input on that side. Now let's do it on this side. I think this will be better if I do it there. My previous run, I watched a video from some guy on YouTube that I really liked the build. So I did a lot of vertical building. I'll tell you my favorite thing about this update has been these things, the conveyor lifts that didn't exist the last time I played the game. So that'll give you an idea of when I last played before this playthrough. Okay, I'm never going to be able to line this up perfectly. Unless I can jump up high enough. I kind of don't like the way jetpack works either. I wish it would just keep using up fuel and not have a... Well, you run out of jump this time. I don't really like that mechanic either. Will that fit there? Alright, it's not going to be... I don't have a thing in there. God damn it. Oh, there are a lot of things that really frustrate me. Okay. I really don't like that when you plug these in to the wall things, it sets a direction. I hate that mechanic. I hate it. I hate it. I'm talking about all the things I hate. I hate that belts aren't switchable like pipes are before you plug them in. Don't like the mechanic at all. Wish it was different. Wish it was different mechanic. Because it means you waste time. Alright. I'm trying to get rid of these steel pipes. Was it Kibitz? It might have been Kibitz. It was a guy that was working with some other person. I went a different build this time. I've watched a couple different YouTubers, so I don't remember. You need to change direction if second hookup is input, not output. Well, it when you first hook it up, it just sets it sets a direction, and I don't like that. I have to have a belt already plugged into that wall thing for it not to just set the direction. I wish you could just switch the direction. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Or have it be neutral like pipes. Pipes are neutral until you put like a pump on it or whatever. Yeah, make 270 crystal oscillators per minute, which seems like a weird thing to choose to make that many of, but I guess that was just like giving himself an arbitrary goal to work towards or something. I know if it doesn't have context, it assumes. I wish it wouldn't assume. You know what assuming does? Makes an ass out of you and me, right? It shouldn't assume. But it's just a mechanic in the game that I know about that I don't like. Which there are many of. There are many mechanics in this game that I know about and don't like. And it doesn't stop me from whining about it. Because that is what I do. If you're new to my stream, by the way, I whine about stuff all the time. That's what I do. Just letting you know I whine about stuff. Alright, let's see if I can get this lined up here. Why is this not connecting? Because that should be up and... Oh, because I did that the wrong direction, that's why. Thank you for the follow. When I tell you I whine is when you follow. Nice, well thank you for the follow, appreciate that. I want this coming in. So, let's do... Probably be something like this that we're gonna do. Okay, now this should be right. It would help if I did it correctly. There, shown going in, that's what we want. It's hard to tell the direction. I want this to go straight in there without having a vertical change. Alright, it's good enough. If it's not perfectly straight, we'll take it. Okay. Alright, so that is the plating, and then these guys, did I set these up to come in? I think... These are right? These are right. That one's going out. These guys are coming in. What I need to do, though, is have them come in. One up. And... two up like that. Okay. And these are going to be the inputs for... right here? Yes, these guys right here. Alright, so we only need 3 here. I think it's 1, 2 that we do. I think it's like that I want to do this. Does that line up correctly? I believe so. Believe that will work. How many am I doing these a minute? I guess I should check that. Do I want to just do one manufacturer of these guys? Let me check. Because I'm not sure how many of each of these things we're producing. This makes 1 modular engine a minute, which means if we need 2,500 of these, we need 2,500 minutes to make all these. But if I do 2 of these things, I think we're producing enough motor. It would be motors. Am I doing 4 motors a minute? I bet I am, but I should probably check that. I really wish they had signs in this game so I could find out which floor I'm doing motors on. Which floor you're building stuff on. Oh, the good thing is it's in a manufacturer, so that's heavy modular frame, so I think it's the next floor down. Maybe I did above modular frames. What are you doing here? Automated wiring and stuff, okay. You'd push for 2 at least. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. I just want to verify that I'm making 4 motors a minute. Because I've been mathing my entire factory to make sure I'm making enough stuff per minute. And I don't want to stop that now. Alright, are you motors? You're probably motors, aren't you? You're computers. Where the hell are my motors? Are motors only 2 things? Okay. Motors are not manufacturers, are they? Motors only take 2 things, so it must be... I think I was on the right floor. I think it's this floor. Yeah, motors do need manufacturers. I'm thinking of rotors. Okay, well then maybe I'm building them further down than I thought, or I didn't put them on the first area. Maybe it's even further down than I thought. Again, I wish there were signs so I know what I'm building on each freaking level. No, I think motors only take rotors and stators, so I think I'm right. I think actually, I think it is up here. Just rotors and stators for motors. So it's just assembler or whatever the middle one's called. There it is, motors. 5 a minute, and I got 2 of those. So I'm making 10 motors a minute. 100%? Damn, it's at 96%. I worked on improving this efficiency, but it's close. It's close enough. We have plenty of motors a minute, and we're not using them for anything, so I don't have to worry about not doing enough. So we can do 2. We could maybe even do 3, but I don't know that I want to do that many, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be using this to build anything else, if I'm not mistaken. Am I going to be using these engines for other things other than just unlocking tier 7? So I guess the question is, are modular engines an important thing that we'll be using for other builds that I'll need to make 3 a minute as opposed to 2 a minute? Your favorite alt is rigor motor because you think it was supposed to be a play on rigor mortis, yeah. We also have metal plators, boltors, generators, and enginators. Okay, well we're definitely doing 2. But I don't think I'm gonna do 3. I guess the real question would be is, do I need motors for... If regular motors are used in other things, do I want to use up more motors? And probably the answer is I probably shouldn't use more motors a minute. Is this how I did this? Yeah, that's right. So I definitely don't want to have to do more motor production, that's for sure. I don't think you need them beyond just unlocking tier 7, 8. Unless I want them for sinking. Nah, I don't care about sinking. Yeah. You love the jetpack? I am not a big fan of the jetpack. I wish you could just fly forever. Because I don't feel like you have enough verticality with what a jetpack... You know, if they're going for realism, for like oil production, the jetpack realism's definitely not there. Because I'm pretty sure when you use a jetpack in real life, you don't go, okay, I go for 5 seconds, and I have to let go before I can go again. Pretty sure that's not realistic, so... Not a big fan of that, the way that works. So we're gonna go right here. But apparently I'm just talking about all the stuff that I don't like in the game today, so... Guess we'll go here. Today's a whining stream, by the way. You find you're running way more than you're flying, so Blade Runners are usually what you use most of the time. Me too. I just wish you could use both of them. That's another thing I've talked about that I feel like should just be a tier upgrade, being able to use Blade Runners and the jetpack at the same time. I know it's a mod. I know there's a mod for it, but I haven't done it because I'm afraid of mods breaking the game. I know, there's a mod for that. I tried to say it before you tell me there's a mod because I know, but yeah. Okay, so there. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that's right. You're trying to beat the game before mods are available first. Well, I mean, this is... I just don't like using mods in early access games. I think I'm doing that in Auction Not Included. Is Auction Not Included considered early access still? I can never remember. I know they're doing adding content to it, but I don't know if that's a... We're adding content to a finished game, or we are adding content to a unfinished game. Alright, this is the output. Yeah, so we're going to do this. 1, 2. Okay, so let's get, let's figure out how we want to plug this stuff in here. So, two, 3, 4, I believe. So the tallest one. See if I can do that with this guy here. Will you get up there? Okay, that will work. And then... see here, this guy is on this middle of here, right here. 1, 2. Make sure this is lining up the way I want it to. Nice smooth curve. Is that right? It doesn't look quite like what I want it to be. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. And then one more of these guys here. I need a 4 high, I believe. Yes, and that should be smooth curve into there, smooth curve into there, and smooth curve into there. Good. Mods are supported, so there's nothing under the table going on, but still, mods feel like cheating to you. I wouldn't say it's the cheating aspect to me. It's the worry that if I get too reliant on them, there's going to be an update that makes them no longer work, and my entire world will no longer be a thing that I can play. If that makes sense. Which it sounds like you're saying they're supported, so... oh, that's a merger. The wrong thing. So that shouldn't be an issue, but it's early access. You never know what's going to happen. It's just me being paranoid, I guess. Me being paranoid because I played too many early access games. Are those a little curved? You know what? I'm just gonna be kind of okay with that. Alright, so there's those guys. This guy can go right there. I'm gonna not even worry about perfectly straight belts and all that. We're just gonna go with that and be fine with it. Because the fact that I learned that I don't understand how oil today is just kind of been a big damper on today's Satisfactory plan. Be honest. All right, so everything's plugged in. I just need to get the rubber and the motors plugged in here, and we should have modular engines. It is motors, yeah. Okay, so I got my jetpack on. Let me actually do this before I go down here. Build a platform to work with, because the output is going to be here in the middle, and that's going to go to storage somewhere. So let's get these 3 guys set up. So there. Okay. All right, so middle will be out. 2 outsides will be, it doesn't matter which one I plug into. I think motors are on the right, so probably motors will be there. Okay. The output's going to go, I only have 1 space, so I need to output over to that space right there. That's where we're going to be Modular engines are going to go. Although I might want to have it flow through and just go right into the needle, the space elevator, if I don't want to have to manually move them, which I really don't. So we'll probably do a temporary thing while we do that. See, choo-choo track, what's connecting? We have a... You can actually see our train on the map here. Locomotive, it goes all around, and it picks up copper, picks up steel, it picks up concrete, iron, and one other thing. What is it? It's 5 resources that it's collecting for us. Basically all the basic building blocks of stuff. I haven't really even used it yet, sadly. But we have lots of resources being collected by it. Alright, so let's get the input set up first. So, this guy, let's figure out how we're going to do this. Alright, so if I go right around here, and right around here, much less belting, but that was nice. Well, it took a lot of work, and the fact that we're not using the resources make it almost feel like it might have been a waste of time, but the first time I have a new build that's going to require those resources, I'll probably say it was not a waste of time, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. I've only used those to actually supplement builds so far. Alright, am I on the right row for motors and rubber? Or are they on the next row down? They're on the second row, aren't they? Yeah, they're on the next row down. Okay. Okay. Oh, do I have a room right through here? Maybe. We're getting tight on our belts here. Okay, well that fits. Okay, so that actually works. Please tell me I can do that on both sides here. Both sides here. Oh wow, that's pretty lucky as long as I can go down. Oh wow, that's really lucky. Okay. Or, I mean, I totally planned that this entire time. Perfectly timed and planned and balanced as all things should be. Oh my gosh, that's motors, and we're almost right in place here too. Always gonna need more resources, plus just fun to play with new toys. It was fun to, it was fun to have, to play with the train. The train is actually really cool. So I'm not dissing the train. I kind of wish I could have gotten it set up earlier though, is kind of the thing. Oh, come on, come on. Oh god. Alright, I gotta sit here for a bit to use my fuel again, because that's how that works. I did not click there. Alright, come on, let me hook on to this guy. There it is. Come on, go down. There we go. Alright, so one will be rubber, one will be motors. So the rubber, this is actually going to be pretty easy. I just need to split her off of here. Do I want to do a... Do I want the overflow to go to this? What is the rubber currently going to? I think it's going to something with the oscillators. So I probably want to do a 50-50 split. I don't think we'll ever have an issue with running out. But I don't think I want to do overload for this because I want it to prioritize sending these guys. Is that a merger? Why do I always do merger? Splitter. Splitter, I just met her. Okay, so there into there. And then motors will go directly. Almost directly into there. Frickin' lag town. Frickin' lag. Holy crap. Alright, we're about to get this going. I think I'll get storage set up for this and then we'll take our first break of the day. I'm surprised, Factoid. I thought you had seen us while we were working on the train. I guess not. The last 2 streams of Satisfactory we've been working on the train, so I guess you just haven't been here when we got that set up. Okay, so there we go. That should be Production started on those things. I'm hoping we're getting enough rubber over there quick enough. Do this. Help speed up that there. Okay. And let's go up to make the storage for the modular engines, I think is what these are called. Alright, so the output of those is in the middle. I think I'm already seeing some of them show up here. Am I out of these plates? Yes, I am. I need actually some of these regular plates. Okay. I always think I have plenty of storage when I get new storage, and I'm like, I don't have enough storage. Or I have too many motors in my inventory here. Okay. Some more iron plates here. I love when I double click and it makes a sound but doesn't pick up anything. I don't know if that's because of lag or click not registering or something. I don't know. Okay, so I gotta get it from... actually, I think it's this middle one here. I need to get it from here all the way over to here. That's not too bad. Let's make the things real quick. Okay, so okay, there's the green line. There we go. There. Where are my green lines? We had a green line earlier. That's lined up. So these green lines just don't show up sometimes. Okay, there it is. I swear, you shouldn't swear. Okay, and we're gonna do this guy to there. And then it is, what is it? It's this one and this one to get it in place there. And then we have the little display one right here to show what's being produced here. And we're gonna have the output, and we're gonna need to make a thing to have these modular engines go directly into our space thing. I'll probably get that set up after though, because right now I just want to get the storage going. So we need input to be here, and then an overflow thing. So we're not gonna have to deal with overflow for a long time, but we might as well get it set up. Left is overflow. Holy lag, Batman. Overflow. Okay. Alright, so I need to get from here. Let me see how we want to do this. Where is this one? It is in the middle right here. Is that right? I think it's right here. I should actually see a couple of these, and where I'm trying to end up is over here. That almost works. Can I kind of squeeze this through here? A little bit of spaghetti belt action here. That overflow thing was probably in the way. Oh! Alright. Hey, we go right underneath it. Do we have any modular engines is the question, because I thought I plugged everything in. Looks like we don't. My nose, man. All right, what did I miss? You automating the project parts for phase 3? That is exactly what I'm working on. Trying to get tier 7 and 8 unlocked. Oh, there they are. I do have them. They were just slow because it's slow belts. All right. GG cookie time. We got modular engines. I need a GG cookie time right now after how oil kicked my ass earlier. That is going to take a long time. Because we need, what, 2,500 of those? That's going to take a long ass time. But let's get it plugged in now. And then we'll take our break. So how am I going to plug this in a way that's not just an absolute mess? I'm going to have it kind of have a belt that goes right along here. Let's do that. Although I do want to display these to show that these are here. Okay. And then we put these guys in here. Alright, so we can slowly get that unlocked, because we're gonna, if nothing else, our goal today is to, I was gonna try to get my plastic production increased, but that's just, I'm gonna have to do a whole rework of that build to not go crazy. Does that overlap anything? No, but it will if I go there, so we gotta go down here. I'm just got to do a complete rework of my plastic build, I think. Because we learned that fuel usage does not work the way I thought it worked. I might regret it, but I decided I wouldn't bother with automating those because tier 8 and 10 haven't been implemented, and who knows if they'll break saves before then anyway. Yeah, this is easy enough. These are actually pretty simple builds. I'm just going ahead and doing it. And if I don't automate these, what else am I going to work on automation-wise? So we're kind of getting towards the end. Well, actually, I don't know what all tier 7 8 is going to entail, but we're kind of getting towards the end of kind of stuff to work on, I guess. Okay, how do I want to do this? I think what I want to do is put a wall guy right here. Gosh, I wish it wasn't so dark. There. Alright, that should let me do a vertical loader. That will let me bring down to here. So that's what we'll do. Vertical conveyor, or whatever it's called. Wooden Plank Games, thank you for the host. What's up, my friend? How are you doing? Meanwhile, in your Satisfactory save, you still need to automate concrete and copper ingots. Well, you're in early game. You probably haven't spent hundreds of hours yet. But eventually, you know, you will if you enjoy it. Alrighty, there we go. That is modular engines, automated, and oh, it's only 500. At least it's not 2,500 like those guys. And it's only 100 of the adaptive control units. So there we go. Nuclear automation is a gigantic project. So is turbo motors. You are being hosted. Thank you, my friend. Alrighty, so really quickly, my friends, I'm a Sam Church User. Thank you all so much for watching. Is anybody new to the stream, please hit the follow. I hope you're enjoying the Satisfactory. Oh man, if I were to try to increase plastic today, that's going to be a big project. I might do that because I think getting these guys automated actually isn't going to be that tough because I have everything automated already. My computer production is not going to be 100% unless I get that plastic production going though. PBX guy, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. So we'll probably get this automated and then we might do a big giant project to try to re-establish our plastic, because that is balancing oil usage with plastic production and all that stuff is, wow, it's a challenge. So really quick 6 worth of ads. When I come back, we will work on more stuff. Y'all rock. See you in just a bit, my friends. If I can hit the right buttons here. Come on, come on. Okay.